This evening, National Assembly greenlights $61 billion supplementary funding for developmental projects through 2023. Fatal stabbing in Stewartville. Brother arrested after altercation ends in tragedy. COI established to probe tragic Mahdia school dormitory fire that claimed the lives of 20 children. In the region, Amazon Summit calls on developed nations to fulfill climate funding deals. And internationally, wildfires kill 6 on Hawaii's Maui Island as strong winds fan flames. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for August 10th, 2023. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, last evening, a Stewartville man was arrested for fatally stabbing his brother following an altercation at their home at Sarah Lodge, Stewartville, West Coast, Demerara. Dead is 35-year-old Jermaine Goring, a welder. He was allegedly stabbed by his younger brother, 27-year-old Frank Jr. Goring. Enquiries disclosed that Jermaine Goring returned home from work and started preparation to cast a water trestle. Around 7:15 p.m., he asked his brother Frank to fetch sand to mix the cement. Jermaine also chided the suspect for being lazy and fetching the sand like a lamiter. This resulted in the brothers exchanging words, and the now deceased man rushed to the suspect and dealt him a cuff. The suspect, who had a knife in his possession, dealt his brother several stabs to his body, causing him to fall to the ground and become unconscious. The parents of the two brothers rushed the injured man to the Lenora Cottage Hospital. However, he subsequently died while receiving medical treatment. The body was taken to the Ezekiel Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. The police retrieved a knife at the scene of the incident. The suspect was arrested and is currently in custody, assisting with the investigation. In other news, 3 armed robbery suspects have been apprehended and a 4th is on the run following a gunpoint attack on a security guard at Craig on the east bank of Demerara. The incident occurred on Wednesday, August 9th around 11 p.m. The victim, a 42-year-old security guard from Sheriff's Security Service, was accosted by 4 men in a silver gray motor car while walking along Busby Dam in Craig. One of the suspects brandished a handgun and threatened the victim. This led to the theft of several valuables, including a briefcase, a diamond, a gold chain, 3 Samsung cell phones, and personal documents totaling over $450,000. The suspects fled the scene in their vehicle, but police from Golden Grove Police Station intercepted them based on received information. During the interception, one suspect fired multiple shots at the police before escaping. However, the 3 other suspects, identified as 24-year-old Andy Budhan, 29-year-old Daniel Singh, and 23-year-old Michael Patraj, all Grove East Bank Demerara residents, were apprehended and taken into custody. The silver gray motor car, with registration number PAB 9592, which they were using, was impounded at the Grove Police Station. The investigation into the armed robbery is ongoing as police search for the 4th bandit. We now turn our attention to the oil and gas sector. Ghana has achieved enhanced petroleum sector management as the Petroleum Activities Bill was passed in the National Assembly after a thorough legislative process. This bill, replacing the outdated Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 1986, encompasses the effective oversight of petroleum-related activities, including exploration, production, storage, and transportation. Following a public consultation period initiated on July 20th, the bill marks the final component of a trio of significant legislation to optimize Ghana's development through its rapidly growing oil and gas sector. Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat emphasized the bill's responsiveness to present and future sector needs, including integrating storage and transportation dimensions. The legislation accommodates strategic initiatives such as the Wales Gas to Energy project by facilitating seamless hydrocarbon storage and pipeline transportation. Minister Bharat underscores the transformative potential of the Wales project, predicting its substantial positive impact on living standards and the national landscape. The bill introduces geological and geophysical survey mechanisms catering to the offshore and onshore assessment of geological properties and potential hazards. By incorporating innovative features like the underground carbon storage license, the legislation provides avenues for responsible environmental practices. Stick around when we return. National Assembly greenlights $61 billion supplementary funding for developmental projects through 2023, and COI established to probe tragic Mahdia school dorm fire that claimed the lives of 20 children.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Beccaphonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. The National Assembly has approved $61 billion in supplementary funding. This is support of various developmental projects until December 31st, 2023. The funding was granted following a comprehensive session of questions and answers during the 66th sitting of the National Assembly. The Ministry of Public Works is set to receive the most significant portion, amounting to $33.3 billion, allocated for projects such as the Wismore Bridge construction, urban and community road development, sea and river defense enhancement, and restoration of wharfs. An additional $5 billion has been approved for the Office of the Prime Minister to advance power regeneration and data management activities, including initiatives for the gas-to-energy project and support for energy companies. For the Ministry of Agriculture, $5.6 billion has been earmarked, with $4 billion designated for the urgent irrigation and drainage works in several regions. $1.5 billion will be used for the rehabilitation of abandoned lands on various estates. Other sectors will also benefit from the supplementary fund, including $2 billion for the Ministry of Education, $500 million for the Ministry of Housing and Water, $1.4 billion for the Ministry of Home Affairs, $14 million for the Ministry of Marine Affairs, and $1 billion for the Ministry of Health, among other sectors. A commission of inquiry has been established today to investigate the tragic fire at the Mahdia Secondary School dorms, which resulted in the loss of the lives of 20 children on May 21, 2023. Major General Retired Joe Singh leads the COI as chairman, along with Derek John, chairman of the National Teachers Council, and attorney Dr. Kim Kai Thomas as members.
But I'm sure with your experience, your confidence, your professionalism, your ability to be human, that you will be able to conduct yourselves and to conduct this inquiry with diligence, experience, impartiality, and integrity will play a crucial role in ensuring a fuller understanding of this tragic incident and the lessons it holds for us all.
The COI will include a visit to the site. A traditional patrimony ceremony is expected to be held where the tragedy occurred before beginning its 2-month investigation. The findings will guide government actions in supporting affected families and communities. The fire claimed the lives of 19 girls and 1 boy, with ongoing care for injured survivors. The fire was allegedly started by a young student who has since been charged with 20 counts of murder. Don't go away after the break. Wildfires killed 6 on Hawaii's Maui Island as strong winds, fan flames, and Pakistan floods threat. Many remain vulnerable following destruction.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you who know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document planting flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. A summit in Brazil aimed at protecting the Amazon rainforest has wrapped up with a call for developed nations to fulfill their climate pledges. 8 South American countries have agreed to increase cooperation on issues such as logging, mining, and organized crime. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
Brazilian President Lula da Silva is leading an offensive to make wealthier countries responsible for the fate of the world's rainforests.
It's not Brazil that needs money. It's not Colombia that needs money. It's not Venezuela. It's nature that industrial development over 200 years has polluted that needs compensation for what was damaged. It is nature that needs money and financing.
The 8 Amazonian countries were joined by leaders of the second and the third largest rainforests, which, like the Amazon, are at risk from continuous deforestation. The 2 presidents of the Republic of the Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo had traveled to the Brazilian Amazon to say that their rainforest, known as the lungs of Africa, also needs help to halt deforestation and transition to a sustainable economy.
The same causes produce the same effects. We have to unite to overcome our common challenges to guarantee the survival of humanity.
Speaking on their behalf, Lula criticized richer nations for not making good on commitments to provide $100 billion a year in climate financing to developing nations.
We will no longer accept creating a thesis that is not implemented. We are going to COP28 to tell the rich world that if they want to preserve the forests effectively, it is necessary to put money not only to take care of the forest, but to take care of the people who live in it.
Earlier, leaders of the 8 Amazonian countries had failed to agree on a target date for zero deforestation. Scientists, environmentalists, and indigenous groups criticized them for falling short of expectations. But Lula and the others are now putting the onus on countries that have already destroyed their own rainforests to put their money where their mouth is. As the climate crisis worsens, they say that they will join forces to pressure the wealthy countries to help finance sustainable alternatives. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Belém, Brazil.
Internationally, fast-moving wildfires have killed at least 6 people on the island of Maui in Hawaii. Burn victims have been airlifted off the island for treatment. U.S. President Joe Biden says he is sending help. Al Jazeera's Barbara Ngopa reports.
This is what's left of Lahaina after wildfires burnt down the historic town on Hawaii's Maui Island. The destruction is so severe, it's being described as an apocalypse. Thousands of people were forced to escape the tourist spot any way they could.
Hey, if anybody's still out here, it's time to go!
Some left by boat. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued 14 people who jumped into the ocean.
I was the last one off the dock when the firestorm came through the banyan tree and took everything with it. And I just ran out to the beach and I ran south and I just helped everybody I could along the way. You gotta know when you can.
Meteorologists say Hurricane Dora blowing across the Pacific Ocean is partly to blame for the strong winds fanning the flames. The winds knocked out power, cell phone services and grounded flights. President Biden says he's sending assistance to help local rescue efforts.
Of 3 fires that have occurred that are continuing here on our island, we have had 13 evacuations from different neighborhoods and towns. We've had 16 road closures. We've opened 5 shelters, and we've, as a result of that, our west side of our island, Lahaina area, was cut off.
New brush fires have sprung up on other Hawaiian islands. Scientists say climate change is contributing to the blaze.
Climate change is resulting in a drier condition in the Hawaiian Islands. Overall, we have less precipitation than we had in the past. And if that trend continues, then, of course, the possibility for wildfires is also enhanced.
Authorities say the extent of the damage caused by the wildfires may not be known for months. They're discouraging non-essential travel to Maui for now. Barbara Ngopa, Al Jazeera.
And finally, it is a year since one of the worst monsoon seasons on record in Pakistan. The downpours affected every part of the country, causing destruction which could take decades to rebuild. Many remain homeless and vulnerable to poor sanitation, disease, and the threat of more floods. Al Jazeera's Zin Bashravi has more.
Whoever takes office next in Pakistan, local, provincial, or national governments will all be forced to contend with what is described as one of, if not the most, serious threats to national security: the fallout of climate change. This time last year, Pakistan experienced one of the worst floods in the country's history. Many rural communities are still waiting for help. Hundreds of people on the outskirts of the city of Meher have been living under open skies for a year.
All the children are sitting under the sun. When it rains, we go into the tents. We don't even have electricity in this heat. Our pole was broken during the floods.
The longer it takes to rebuild, the more elected officials lose trust in communities like this.
The government doesn't care about poor people. They care about rich people, but for us there is nothing. They've given us nothing and they never will.
Dadu district in Pakistan's southern Sindh province was one of the worst affected areas in last year's floods. This road behind me, those fields, the entire area that stretches in this direction was completely submerged. Many of the homes and buildings that were destroyed are still rubble, and parts of this district have started to flood once again. Hundreds of thousands of homes need to be rebuilt. Reconstruction is underway, but the pace is slow. In Meher alone, the government has marked out 52,000 sites. 8 organizations coordinating the work have only received funds for 900.
People whose homes have completely collapsed are the priority. Then we will repair buildings that are partially destroyed or damaged.
Some of the villagers we spoke to say local officials are giving preferential treatment to friends and relatives. Others blame government red tape.
The houses here have fallen down. This flood water is a problem, but no government officer is coming here to find out what is happening or what we need.
But why help is so slow may not be a concern for very long. Where the land had dried, water levels are rising. Some are predicting more floods soon. There is a feeling of déjà vu as tragic scenes repeat themselves. Before getting back on their feet, flood survivors may find themselves displaced once again. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera, Meher, Sindh, Pakistan.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's CFTV2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and at 5:30 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.